Well, first of all, Justice, thank you so much for speaking with me. We have never actually spoken in person, I don't think, or definitely not on camera, but for some reason I feel like I know you already.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I've seen you perform several times, and I think my very first introduction to you was at the Atlanta Jazz Festival. And I want to say you were still in high school at that time, is that right?
yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah. I've been performing there for a long time. So since like I did some shows like in middle school too. So yep.
Yeah, so from like high school performing at the Atlanta Jazz Festival, and now you're like the headliner, one of the headliners of the Atlanta
Yep.
Jazz Festival. How does that feel?
It feels great. I mean, I'm honored to get the call for that. I mean, it was a big opportunity, and like I think I'm ready for it. So yeah, I've been working my way. I'm from Atlanta, so I've been working my way throughout the years, performing with different acts, and then now I have the chance to do it with my own band. So I'm excited.
Now, to give a little background, I told you like I feel like I know you already, but to give a little background, I think like your father plays or something like that. He's a musician. I know your brother is a
Yeah,
saxophonist for sure.
yeah. So when I was growing up, I had a band called Anonymous, the band, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's probably the band you saw us with.
Mhm.
My brother, he plays saxophone. It's Xavier Davis on keys, and then Xavier Jones plays bass. And yeah, that's the band we were doing a lot of stuff growing up throughout the years. We met in like middle school, and we played all around the city with them. And then yeah, my dad, I mean, he sings like in the choir a little bit, but you guys probably have heard of my uncle, Sonny Emory, and he's a professional drummer. Played with Earth, Wind and Fire, and he's like one of my main influences. He's from Atlanta too, so that's probably the person that you're thinking about. Yeah.
Okay. So, but do you remember the first time you got on the drum? Well, before we even get into just the drums,
Hmm.
I think I've seen you playing piano before. Is that right?
Yep. Yep. So I,
Okay.
I I also play keys. I started that in high school.
Okay.
So yeah, I still play keys. I still play keys. I play
Mhm.
drums, and yeah, drums are like my primary instrument. Keys are secondary, and then I also produce and songwrite too. It's a whole mixture of stuff.
Okay, so you're just talented all around.
Yep. Yep.
Was there a reason why you picked professionally stay with the drums more so than the keys?
I think I've been doing it longer, and then I guess I'm drawn to that instrument. I started playing drums when I was 3 years old. Like ever since then, like drums have been like my main thing.
And now you spoke about how your uncle is a great influence to you, and I've seen you with a lot of other musicians that we know also are doing great things and are legendary musicians. How has surrounding yourself around those different musicians helped you as you became, the big musician that you're on your way to be?
Yeah, so that helped me a lot. They taught me like a lot of like fundamentals and things to know like in the business. So like that I'm not like so like I know what's going on. So I'm not like just out there and somebody might just throw something at me and I'm not expecting it. So yeah, they gave me a lot of lessons to learn. Some of the important things are like being on time, being prepared. Um, yeah, just always like going to your playing at your best ability all the time because you never know like who's gonna be in the audience or what's gonna lead to what. So it's just trying to be professional at all times.
That's one of the things that I've always felt like is lacking, and not just, to be honest, not just in music or entertainment, in all industries. A lot of
Mhm.
times, the biggest hiccup for a lot of people is their professionalism and being professional. And sometimes professionalism doesn't mean that you have to be the best at what you do. It just means that you have to actually do your best to do what you are supposed to do.
Mhm.
Let's talk just a little bit about jazz. I know that, being a drummer, I'm sure that you do more than just jazz music, or maybe you just do jazz music. But I know that being a musician means that you transition sometimes between different genres. But I was interested in finding out your opinion on how jazz music, the role that jazz music plays in today's music industry.
Okay, so yeah, I think like pretty much every genre is influenced by jazz in some type of way. So I know me growing up, I was learning like more the traditional route. I did like some camps at Clark Atlanta University. So that's with like WCLK and stuff like that over there, and like they taught us like the true jazz, old school, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, I can see like how the influences are getting into hip hop too. I don't know if you heard of trap jazz, so
I
that's a
have.
yeah out of Atlanta too. They're doing a lot to bring back the jazz
Hmm.
into the scene, but yeah, I mean everything is like um comes from the jazz. So like my stuff is more fusion
Hmm.
type stuff, and that's based off of jazz. Like Miles Davis was a one of the pioneers with that fusion music coming out of the jazz world. So yeah, Miles Davis, Herbie Hancock, a lot of those people like influence the music I write with my band. I can just see it like in pretty much everything. Like R&B is like I think it's like slow jazz R&B. Yeah.
There was something I intended to bring so I could show you, but
Mhm.
I forgot it. If I go into my car right now, and I know a lot of people don't listen to CDs or whatever, but if I go to my car right now and I push release, there is a CD in my car right now that says Anonymous the Band. Just so
Really?
you know.
Okay. Dang, that's crazy.
So to confirm, that is definitely where I know you from, okay?
Okay.
And before we go, I definitely want to ask you about this. I know that radio and a lot of the old school avenues, because we just talked about like CDs, a lot of that is not necessarily as popular as it used to be when it comes to being a musician. Today, with you being a younger musician, I'm just curious of how do your fans or your supporters truly support you? Like, how can we truly support an artist like you?
Okay. Yeah. So for me, I think like social media is the main way now. So my social media pages are Justice M Music. So JUSTICE, the letter M, and then music, and that's like Instagram, Facebook. Um, yeah, and then my YouTube channel is under the same name. And then I also have a website that's justicemichaelmusic.com. And you'll see everything up there, like upcoming shows and stuff like that. And if anybody wants to book me for anything, I have that information up there too.
Hey speakers, it's Jermaine Sain of When We Speak TV. Thank you so much for watching this video and continue to support When We Speak TV by liking this video and subscribing to us on YouTube, and we will speak with you soon.